Interesting. Yeah, but I would also kindly ask you guys to turn off to make yourself mute. All right, cool. Seems like we are live on YouTube now, and feel free also to put your questions into the chat on YouTube. Here is the link to the YouTube translation. And yeah, on behalf of Consulting Masters and our team, we would like to warmly welcome you here to our webinar. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to know each other a little bit better. Could you please, first of all, turn on your cameras? And secondly, please write down something in the chat about you, like your name, your background, where are you calling from. So for example, I'm Andre, I'm 34, I'm CEO of Consulting Masters and at Consultant. Our company helped 601 person, to be precise, to get into the top-notch consulting firms all around the globe. I used to work for more than 6 years in consulting, was promoted very quickly to the acting project manager just within 18 months, which is considered to be extremely fast for consulting. And I do have a passion to help other people like you, students, MBAs, young professionals, and also experienced hires to make this gap, actually, to go into one of the top-notch consulting companies all around the globe, whether in Europe or in the Middle East or in North America or in Southeastern Asia. Almost everywhere we have our alumni. And I also see that Anton from Lisbon, Portugal joins our room. Immaculada from Barcelona, Spain. Immaculada, very welcome. I hope that I was able to pronounce your name correctly. Yeah. We also have here Zain, originally from Pakistan, currently working in an FMCG in Germany. Zain, herzlich willkommen zu unserem Webinar. Yeah, glad to see you here. Oh, Anastasia from here in Ukraine. Anastasia, вітаю тебе. Всього найкращого. And Ashak, excuse me for this, let's call him Ashak. He is currently pursuing an MBA at Lancaster University. I have an experience of working in IT industry, data consultancy services as a technical lead for 5 years, looking for some consulting opportunities. Yeah, very cool. Who else do we have here? I want to welcome Yusuf. I want to welcome Sindravang, Vinaya Kumhar, Rose Hasty, Garvit, Rans, Kashayapa, and everyone else joining to the room. Well, let's talk today about the brief agenda. Actually, I need to apologize. I'm still under the weather, so a little bit sick, but I'll try to do all my best to answer as many questions as possible in the Q&A section. But before we go to that, I actually want to tell you about how does the real consulting life look like. What should be your expectations, and what are the typical myths about McKinsey, BCG, Bain, or any other leading consulting companies. And feel free to use this webinar to be very active in the chat, to raise your questions, to check whether something that you are expecting is actually the reality, not that you have the false expectations, or if you have any specific questions about my experience or experience of our mentees or of our clients or the services that we provide, or whatever kind of question you might be having related to consulting, simply feel free to raise your hand or leave a question here into the chat. Anton, our moderator, will help us to to moderate the webinar and answer all of these questions. Okay, we also have Garvit from India, studying the MBA in UK from Nottingham University, worked in B2B sales for 6 years in India, looking forward to work in consulting. Yeah, Garvit, well, welcome to our webinar. And Vinayak from India, he's currently working as a structural engineer for the last 4 years, currently deploying a career pivoting in the business analyst or consulting profile. Okay, cool. Very good. So now let's basically start with the beginning. By the way, guys, if you want to follow further information about consulting, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which will be now available in the links shared by Anastasia. So you can feel free to visit our website, consulting-masters.com, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because there you will find the recordings of all of the previous webinars, plus other very important materials that might be helpful for your preparation for upcoming interviews, or if you have questions about how, for example, how to prepare or how to apply at the leading consulting firms. In our YouTube channel, you will find much more information about how to prepare your documents, what application strategies to use, how to do networking in consulting, how to prepare for the personal feed part, or the how to crack the case consulting interviews. All of this stuff and way more could be found on YouTube. So just follow and put the notification button to stay tuned for our events. Okay. Good. Then let's basically start with the webinar tonight. And what I wanted to share with you, I think, Alex, you probably had this question straight at the very beginning. Was it about how does the day of a consultant look like, or what did you exactly wanted to ask?
Yeah, so the first question I had was sort of what a day in the life for an MBB sort of consultant would look like. I mean, obviously you hear stories from different people, but also sort of from your perspective, for you personally, what would that have entailed? I know it's a dynamic environment, but even if you could give a snapshot of a day, a week, and what a month would look like for a consultant working within that environment.
Okay. Well, Alex, I will then tell you my personal story, and it probably will help you to understand it. So, back in 2013, I started as a junior consultant in consulting, and my experience is very similar to whether you are McKinsey, BCG, Bain, Oliver Wyman, Strategy and Kearney, Roland Berger, or whatever consulting brands. The experience is really very similar. So in your very first day, you will probably have a training. You will get the equipment, the IT stuff. You will start with a few other colleagues in the office to get the things done. And then you can actually expect in the first quarter, like in the first 3 months, is that you either start directly from the day one with the 2 weeks training, or that you will be having these 2 weeks of training at some points during your first 3 months. It could be like next month or after next month, so to say. In these 2 weeks training, you will be experiencing there will be a lot of information pressed into your brain. Get ready to that. So one of the skills that you need to develop is to become fast in your mind, to cope with the speed in consulting, because this is one of the things which will overwhelm you. So the experience it's really a very fast-paced industry. So the amount of information is really huge. So you are just bombarded. You have more information than you have the time to work on all that information, especially if you want to still enjoy your weekends. And even during the training starts at, I don't know, at 8, for example, or 8:30, and it goes until 8. So get used to work 12 hours, even during the training. And that's a normal thing. So during these 2 weeks of training, they will try to help you to basically understand what are the soft skills and what are the hard skills that you will need there. So for example, there will be a lot of technical information. For example, what are the standards of slide making for this specific firm? Like, how should the slides look like? What are the guidelines? I don't know, what should be the font size, decimals, all that creepy stuff, which you will not be able to capture very, very quick, and which you will actually need to practice. Unfortunately, in this training, they will not be able to convey you quite a lot of soft skills, which are necessary for you to become a successful consultant. Because of this, we've actually developed a program which we call VIP Alumni to help young consultants, especially those who have completed our training and got the job offer in consulting, to become a really successful story in consulting. Because you also need to know that in consulting, 30% of the intake of the year, like imagine we all have started in consulting in one day, like we are in one batch. Unfortunately, 30% of our batch will be requested to leave the company within the first 6 to 12 months. So there is a huge filter system. In consulting, we call it up or out principle, which basically means you only, as a consultant, has one shot, and within 2 years at maximum, you should make it to the next level. Either you make it to the next level, or you are requested to leave the company. And yeah, 6 to 12 months is 1/3 of the cohort will not make it. But on the other hand, there are also people who did it brilliantly, who were able to get promoted not in 24 months, but faster. So for example, I got my first promotion within first 5 months, which is considered to be really extremely quick and very difficult. And second promotion I got after another 12 months. So this is exceptionally fast track, what is called in consulting. So all these things are possible in consulting as well. So after you have completed your training, then most probably there are 2 options. You will be either sent to the project, staffed on the project, or you will be staffed on the business development activity. So let's take the first example. If you are working on the project, then every project is unique, and therefore it's very hard to generalize, because I don't know the topic, I don't know the team, I don't know the client, I don't know the client, I don't know the geography and function. So therefore, you see there are at least 5 parameters, 5 unknowns. Therefore, I will try to generalize for you your experience. Nevertheless, I think what can unite you, especially in your first weeks, you will definitely have to work a lot, to say, just a lot. So when I was 2013, my very first project, I woke up in Munich at 4:30 a.m. And at 5:30 a.m. A taxi was waiting for me, basically, which will drive me to the airport. After in the taxi, I tried to take a quick nap on the way to the airport because it was still freaking 5:30 a.m. And I couldn't actually, and coffee doesn't really help in this case. Then about 6:15, I was about at the airport. I only had my hand luggage packed last night before going to the bed. So I tried to pass security area as fast as I can. And already at 6:45, I was seated in one of the places in the airplane, and we took off. I also took some coffee and a newspaper to read on. And after the takeoff and reading the newspaper, I fell back asleep because it was still damn early for me. Then after 1 hour, I landed in Cologne, in Cologne, Bonn, former capital of Germany. And I took another taxi. And at about 9 a.m., I was already, it was still Monday, so I was already at the client's site in the office and had my first meeting with my future team, with my future project manager and the entire team. I have literally no clue where I'm going. I mean, when I heard the topic, it was something about credit lines, but it was so complicated that I tried to Google it, but there is not much explanation to fund brief. It's a German term which I can hardly explain in English. So I couldn't even get a slight idea about that business. Well, then there was the first meeting with the manager. We talked about expectations. He welcomed me to the team, to the firm, etc. Roughly explained me what he is expecting. Gave me the first tasks and the first bunch of information. Like in the first, my first task there was to read a manual which contains about 255 pages of regulations about credit lines for that bank, which we were going to optimize. That's how I spent my first 4 hours on the job. Then at about lunchtime, there was lunch, and lunch was very fast. It was about just 15 minutes to take some food. And then we went back. Some took a copy, and then we continued to work. And then we needed to prepare. There was alignment meeting. Then I had to prepare a few slides for my manager. Then I received the feedback from him that the slides were shitty, and I need to rework on them until tonight, which I did. Then there was, I don't know, some break for having a dinner, another 30 minutes. And yeah, I ended up fully exhausted at about 9 p.m. In the evening when we departed to the hotel. At about 10:30, I checked in, gave a call to my wife, and at about 11 p.m. I fall back asleep, and I'm not really sure whether I was capable to dress off completely or had still something on me. So that was my very, very first day, and the whole week was very tough and very intense, so to say. You can definitely take it as a rule that you walk about 12, 13, or 14 hours a day. At the beginning, it's very difficult, but then you basically, you catch it up. It becomes your normal rhythm. So Monday, you fly out to the client. Thursday or late Friday, you fly back, and then you have your weekend, or you have your office day either at home or in the office, depending on the project and the setting. And then you usually have your weekends free. So these how the typical life in consulting really looks like. Bear in mind that you pretty often have tight deadlines, which might make it a little bit stressful. But on the other hand, you can also, now after coronavirus and COVID and pandemic and all that stuff, and working out from home, consulting has become way more flexible. So you can, for example, plan more. It will allow you to plan, for example, your exercising activities during the day, at some, or during the week, better to say, so that you can put your exercising activities in your schedule. So therefore, I would say that work-life balance is improving, especially with the new generation and especially after 2020. 10 years back from now, it was not the case. So therefore, you are more lucky whenever you will be entering consulting, so to say. I hope I was able to give you, in the nutshell, a little bit the idea.
Yeah, thanks, Andre.
Yeah, and guys, what are actually also the tasks, or what are the things that consultants are doing? You need to basically understand that no one hires a consulting firm because they want to have some fun. Consultants are usually hired to complete a very complicated tasks. So non-trivial tasks. No one will hire a consulting firm and pay 2,000 euros daily fees for your work, Alex, just for you to bring one piece of paper from the one file to the other one. That could be done internally pretty well. No, they will actually look for activities where they either don't have expertise or experience, or which are really complicated, or which are highly political. So, for example, if the bank has a huge difficulty and need to lay off people, why to do this internally? Because it's high risks to the top management to fly out together with the staff. No, they will outsource it. They will hire McKinsey or Roland Berger and say, hey guys, looks like we need to decrease our bottom line by 20% and lay out 18,000 people. So can you maybe help us with that? And then, then the request for proposal is coming out on the market. And all leading consulting firms, MBBs, Taiwan's, Big Fours, boutique consulting firms, all are applying to that bid, and they are coming up with the proposals, which and then the winner takes projects. The winner can staff and send the team to the client. So therefore, you as a future consultant, you will be working, for example, on market strategies or improving profitability cases, or projects related to improving processes, optimizing efficiency, or digitization of the company, or I don't know, market entry, or due diligence, or evaluations, assessments, all of this. So you as a consultant would need to work with high number of data, with a lot of data, and try to generate the insights based on this data, present them to the client, and convince them of your recommendations. And in addition, they will also try to load additional work on your shoulders that they have zero intention to complete by themselves. All of this you can enjoy, basically. That's what it is. The good thing about it, you're not alone, and you will be working with very smart, very intelligent, very attractive people. So no matter what, of course, there are some serious differences between the companies, but this consulting mindset, you will generally enjoy the environment, because you will be pushed by the people from whom you will be able to learn very much in the shortest period of time possible. All right, guys. So unfortunately, my voice is going down, so therefore I will be quiet a little bit, and I will give you the chance to raise your questions. Do you have any other questions about consulting? Yeah, feel free to briefly introduce yourself and ask your question. Sandra, you wanted to talk?
Yeah, and I was going to ask something, but I just lost it. I guess my question is, what are the chances of people who are not attending those targeted school are getting into consulting in McKinsey, and Bain, or BCG?
Sandra, my first answer is it's going to be tough, but it's all doable. And I am one of the best examples for this, because I didn't go to the target school. I had no money to go to Ivy League or INSEAD or LBS or whatsoever. I was born in Ukraine. I graduated from Kiev National Economic University. Have you ever heard about it?
No.
Neither did anyone in this room, probably.
Same with me. I'm kind of worried about that.
Yeah. And nevertheless, I still made it to the top consulting firms in Germany. I got a scholarship, and I went studying to Germany back in 2008. And basically, what helped me, and it's exactly also what we teach in our courses. By the way, if you go to our website, you can find out more information about this. What you need is a good strategy how to apply, and especially in our course about application documents, as well as networking. It's very important that you can make friends with those people who are working right now in consulting. And there are certain elements and certain algorithms that you can follow that will allow you to open the door and actually to get a chance to join McKinsey, BCG and Bain. But in all honesty, it's not going to be easy, but it's all doable. I mean, I needed to overcompete my German counterparts, even though German is not my mother tongue. So I needed to solve consulting interviews and crack cases, not only in English, but also in German, which made another pressure on me because my German was by far not that good. I mean, I had B1 or B2 at maximum, and I even did freaking courses like German English translation in order to be able to switch from one foreign language to the other one, because yeah, English and German were not my mother tongues. But it's all possible. And based on this experience, I mean, we've helped out of those 601 persons who we helped. Believe me that at least 2/3 of them were not from target schools. And there is a good way how you can overcome this handicap. I mean, if you visit our YouTube, watch other videos related to networking and application strategy, or visit our website, you will find more information about networking offerings, how we helped, and also here to the stories of our past clients. There is a certain way how we can help you to come from the point A, where you stand right now, to the point B, where you get one of the offers in your hands. Yeah, I also think that we have 2 raised hands here.
Yeah, can I go first?
Yes, Azen, can you briefly introduce yourself and ask your question?
Yeah, so my name is Azan, and I've done my bachelor's from Pakistan in mechanical engineering. Right now, I am doing my master thesis from TU Berlin, Technical University of Berlin. Meanwhile, I'm also working at Procter & Gamble as a project manager. My question basically is regarding the fact that what would you prefer when it comes to consultancy? Would you like to go for a pure strategic consulting kind of role, or would you also like to keep touch with your technical background knowledge, and how effective that technical background knowledge can be when in a consultancy firm? Because I also had it in my mind that I always wanted to join a consultancy firm, but I always had it in mind that first I need to solidify my project management skills or some technical skills, and maybe then it would be beneficial for me to take a road towards consultancy. So how do you see that pathway, or what do you prefer for yourself? A pure strategic role or more of a technical kind of consultancy role?
Do you prefer money or work-life balance?
I won't say I don't prefer money. I definitely do, but work-life balance is equally important for me, I would say.
You can choose between one and the second. Like, where do you put more weightage?
I think it would be work-life balance. At least
then
right
go
now.
to the technical consultancy. Go to something like Accenture, where you will be having better work-life balance, but less paid. And the reputation will be not as good as with the strategy consulting firms. I preferred money. I preferred quick growth. I preferred, I didn't have technical background. I was very much interested in high impact, high pace environment and projects related to this. I mean, under my belt, I have projects where I helped countries to prepare for Winter Olympic Games, or where we developed innovative mobility solution like state of the art, like these kind of things. This is something that was possible in strategy consulting, but is probably not realistic to expect in the technical consultancy. Yeah, so right, therefore, so I made a different choice in my career than what is the right for you.
Right. So if you're suggesting that if money or is the priority, then one should go towards strategic consultancy.
If you want to basically work more, if you want to grow faster, if you want to do more prestigious and really unique strategic things with high impact and all of that stuff, if you want to progress in your career faster, earn more than the peers, enjoy status, luxus whatsoever, then go to the strategy consulting. If you want to stay more down to earth, if you want to have more healthy work-life balance, where you can spend a little bit more time outside and relax and take it easy, go to the technical consultancy. Especially in your case, Accenture or Accenture Strategy could be really a good firm. I mean, we helped so many people to get there as well.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hope it's useful for you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then another raised hand is from Kashyapa.
Yeah. Hello, Andre. Thank you for the opportunity.
Can you please turn on your camera and introduce yourself before asking your question?
I'm a bit outside, so it's a bit darker. So that's why I didn't switch on my camera. Is it okay if I switch on?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, my question is, I'm in the similar situation as you mentioned. My German level is B1, and I'm currently working in Germany as a process engineer and also doing an MBA in distance learning from a UK university, University of Bradford. And when I apply for a German consulting firms, most of them, the boutique consulting firms, they mention I'm overqualified. And if I apply for a big, not big, means if I apply for a Siemens, Advanta or RB or any other consulting firms, they mention I don't have any consulting experience. And then if I ask them, can I apply for an internship position? They say, for an intern position, you need intern experience. So how difficult it is to get into German consulting firms without much knowledge of German, like yours of B1 or B1. And how difficult it was for you also, was it difficult for you, to be honest? Because for me, it is becoming difficult. So was it difficult for you to get into consulting firm, boutique consulting firms in Germany? Did you apply or did you apply straight away to big MBB and firms?
Thank you for your question, Kashyapa. The honest answer is 39 rejections before getting the 40s approval, the job offer. I was rejected 39 times before I got my first full-time job offer. But I doubted in myself so much. I was like screwed into so many times. But I am a tough nut. I don't give up, and I push through by all the means that I have. And if I go for it, I go all in. So if I made a decision that it's gonna happen, no matter what it takes, then it really happens. And that was exactly my story. Therefore, I told you that, yeah, it's not gonna be an easy ride, but it's all possible. And the thing is that you don't need to have all of these 39 rejections. You don't need to repeat all of these things, because I had already this experience before, and I'm pretty sure we will be able to help you. And by the way, if you also, I don't have time to go in details through all the situations. Therefore, I would simply recommend to, if any one of you is really serious about going for consulting, then simply take the next step and book a call with one of our experts, with Anton. The link will be showing up now in the chat, and you can discuss your specific situation and the way forward together with him, and then we can find what is the best way to help you specifically in your specific situation to get there. Yeah, and one of another pieces of advice that I could give you in my years, so when I came to Germany, I prioritized internships over studies. So I started gaining practical experience during my vacations. Actually, I had no vacations for 2 years while I was studying, but I was able to complete 6 internships in different spheres, not only in consulting. One of these internships was also in consulting. That's why I decided to go for consulting. Actually, I didn't know what to do after my schools when I was studying. That's why I decided, oh, let's basically try different sectors of economy and see what it could offer. And consulting was just one of them. But I loved it so much compared with the others that I decided to build and start my career over there, which brought me here, actually, where I am at the moment.
Thank you, Andre. It was very insightful.
Yeah, so anyway, don't give up and take the necessary steps. Even with limited German, you still have chances to get an internship, which should be the first step. And more details in your specific situation, you or anyone else, feel free to book a call with Anton, and this consultation will be absolutely free for you.
Okay, I will take the advantage of this. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, cool. Anyone else has a question?
Andre, can you talk a little more about travels? Is that a constant Monday through Thursday, Friday, or were there any time in between? How is that like?
Okay, so I would say that the major standard, especially if it's a national project, like within your country, whether it's UK or France or Germany or whatsoever, whenever you are located. So yes, Monday you are flying out or you are traveling out. So, I don't know, by train or by the airport. And then Thursday late in the evening you travel back, and then Friday you spend in the office. If it's an international assignment, which I had a lot of experience with. So in fact, I spent 3 out of 4 projects outside of Germany. So I was flying everywhere between France, Russia, Poland, Dubai, Middle East, whatsoever. So then your rhythm could be different. Then you might be expected to spend like 10 days on the project, 4 days on your home base, or sometimes you are flying back less frequently, like once in 3 weeks, or even once in a month. That could also happen to you. So it's always a tricky part. But now the things are also changing because, especially during the COVID time, people have been spending so much time simply out of home, and therefore it has also become more frequent that people are working from the office, and they are not traveling always to the client. So, for example, 1 week from office, 1 week at the client side, etc. So it always depends on the project that you are staffed on.
Let's say, for example, McKinsey is so huge. So if I am based here in Minneapolis, am I traveling anywhere in this region only, or am I crossing? Am I still crossing?
You're definitely crossing the states, or even flying out internationally. So it doesn't matter. McKinsey has global stuff. And also, look, in my project, one of the projects that I did, we had about 20 consultants in the team who were based in 5 different offices. So people were flying into that project from 5 different countries at least.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. So hope you will enjoy the flights. By the way, it will give you a great chance to enjoy business class, or sometimes with a bit of luck, upgrades to the first class, which is also cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Alex,
yeah, I had another question.
You have the second question. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to have your opinion on that. Is it the thing to start your career from maybe outside Big Four consultancy firms? Does it make a difference if someone starts their career from a smaller consultancy firm? Would it help them to grow more in solidifying their skills or more responsibility or something like this? Is there a marked difference between what should be the career path in terms of growth and ownership of the project, or the Big Four actually provide you more of these two things?
Just bear in mind, Big Four is not really 100% consulting. It's actually it's tax advisory, but it's not strategy consulting purely. So it's different. And so what Big Four, Deloitte, KPMG, EY, and PwC are doing is different to what McKinsey, BCG, Bain, Oliver Wyman, Roland Berger, and Strategy and are doing. So these are different businesses, first of all. Secondly, if you compare boutique consulting firms with the established with the bigger consulting firms, then yes, there are quite some substantial differences, because big consulting firms are trying to focus trying to cover all the geographies, all the functions, and all the industries, or as many of them as possible. While boutique consulting firms, they are called boutique because they are focused on just a few functions or just a few industries or just a few geographies. So they are by size lesser, and therefore one of the main differences is that in bigger consulting firms, MBB and Taiwan, you can become a generalist at the very beginning, have a broader overview, and then specialize in something. If you are starting working in a boutique consulting firm, you will be probably specialized either on one industry or on one function or one geography straight from the very beginning. So you will not have this general overview. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure.
Andre, I'll ask my other question now, if that's okay. It's sort of two-part question, really. Are there any commonalities or between the different sort of consultancy firms based on the interviews and the strengths and skill sets that they look for, or are there any significant differences? And the second part is a question I asked you earlier, but if you went back in sort of time and you had a chance to teach yourself again, what would your top 3 tips be?
Okay, so let's basically break it down one by one. Sorry, what was the first part?
Yeah, so in the interviews, if you're going for interviews, whether that's with the big MBB or the other sort of tiered companies within there, are there any commonalities in terms of what they expect to see in the interviews, skills and strengths they expect you to see in display? And are there any significant differences really between any of those? That was the first question.
Okay, yeah, sure. So, by the way, we will be doing a webinar about it next week. So next Thursday evening, same time, feel free to come and register. Anastasia will now share the link here because we will be talking about how basically to prepare and crack consulting case interview. This webinar will be exactly about what are the specifications, what are the expectations, what do you need to know in order to get ready for a consulting interview, and how to actually crack a case over there. We will try to do it live, so that basically feel free to volunteer to become a candidate and try to solve the case together with me in the webinar. Feel free to register under consultingmanagemasters.com/webinar for the next Thursday, same time. Yeah, answering your question, Alex, there are, just briefly, there are certain set of skills that they're looking for. Both they are assessing your communicational skills, problem-solving skills, your ability to articulate your general behavior, your quantitative math, and all of it. We will be talking about it in more details next Thursday. I think it's definitely worth visiting for you, so feel free to register. And also on our YouTube under Consulting Masters, if you subscribe to our channel, you will find the videos from the previous webinars where you could see examples of how those cases and how those interviews look like. What are the assessment criteria that they are looking for? How do they assess? What kind of behavior needed to be shown during those interviews? How difficult it is to pass it? And what you should do and what you shouldn't do in order to pass to the next interview round. So definitely very useful for you. So hopefully that gives you Rafa, you for the first question, and what was your second one?
Just if you had to go back now and you were starting again, what would be sort of the top 3 tips you'd give yourself if you had a time machine?
I would definitely say number 1, consulting is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So you need to have a strong will and a lot of power to go for this in years and not just in months or weeks, because your job is not over after your very first project is over. Then comes the second and third and fourth and whatsoever until you have your vacation. Next one is develop serving attitude from day one. And the third one, actually, I mean, it's absolutely brilliant thing because I've talked about it already at the beginning of the webinar. If you simply go to our website, consultingbusinessmasters.com, you'll find there information about our alumni. And many of them have completed with us the program, which is called VIP Alumni. So all the tips, all the advice that I have, that our experts, not only me, but also other experts in our team, and we do have 6 experts who used to work with BCG, McKinsey, Kearney, Oliver Wyman, Roland Berger, and other consulting firms. So we all created the course VIP Alumni, which helped, where we basically summarized all our learnings, like what are the pain points that needed to be avoided, and what are the best practices to apply in order to succeed in this industry very fast, because it bears so many chances for you to prosper. And I wish I could get the access to this kind of knowledge a decade ago. This will definitely have saved a lot of sleep and gray hairs for me. So I would definitely go for the course and for these 2 skills that I've mentioned.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Do we have anything else?
Yes, we have Arte asking a question. Perhaps you could turn on the camera and ask your question here. Hi.
Arte,
hello.
Could you please briefly introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi. Do you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Okay, great. Well, my question is so specific. I mean, you say about traveling and everything, so fabulous and romantic. But my question is that if you have enough time to ask for vacations and ask for day offs, how easily is to enjoy vacations and enjoy a time off of a country that you are visiting?
Basically, no matter whether it's McKinsey, BCG, by the way, McKinsey is spelled in a different way. It's spelled with I and not E after K. So make sure whenever you apply, you write it correctly. But there are several policies which will allow you to do so. Of course, you have, depending on your country, some number of days or weeks that you can take off So for instance, in Germany, it used to be like 4 weeks or 5 weeks even that I was allowed to take off. And I can simply schedule or book my calendar within the year when I want to have a vacation. Then there was a policy, I'm not sure whether it's nowadays in place, but at least in my days, there was a policy that I could spend my weekends everywhere if the return ticket was within the certain price range. So for instance, if I was flying in Dubai, from Munich to Dubai, I could either stay in Dubai over the weekend or I could fly somewhere from Dubai out to the weekend, or I could basically fly back home. So this gives you additional flexibility. So for instance, I don't know, if you live in UK and your project is in Poland, let's say, but you want to visit your friend in Italy, instead of flying back from Poland to UK, you can fly from Poland to Italy and visit your friend over the weekend. So these kind of perks and also other good things are available over there. So for instance, I had my BMW X1 company car, which I enjoyed quite a lot, especially for traveling purposes over the weekend. And that was part of the package.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure, welcome. All right, cool guys. I think I'm losing my voice today. I still need to drink some medicine to fully recover. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. Feel free to visit our website or to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to register to the next webinar for the coming Thursday. Thank you very much for being with us. I will also highly appreciate if you could let us know on your social media or tag us in your social media, whether on Instagram, LinkedIn, or whatsoever, whether this webinar was useful for you, so that you can give us your feedback and we can improve next time. And yeah, on behalf of the entire team, thank you very much for joining us. It was great having you here. Take care and all the very best.
Thank you.